Joining me now is a member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, Pennsylvania Congressman Scott Perry. Congressman, I feel like we're experiencing a time when America is weak, her enemies get strong.
Well, America's not weak, but Joe Biden sure is. And our enemies and adversaries know it. They see it every day. And so they're taking advantage of it. Weakness is provocative. It provokes them to do things they would not otherwise do. It's been, since the mid-1940s, since World War II, Russia and China hadn't gotten together, even though both of them were either partially communist or fully communist countries. And look what happens during the Biden regime. The Cuban Missile Crisis in the early 60s, and yet we've got Russia's nuclear triad at port in Cuba, and now this alliance with North Korea. What benefits Russia? What does North Korea provide that Russia can't already get or doesn't already have? What it is it's this alliance between the evil nations that oppose the United States of America. They know they can get away with it because, as you said, Joe Biden's trying to make it up the steps while these folks are on our doorstep.
I believe it was former President George W. Bush who labeled those countries an axis of evil at the time. And now you see them testing us. And I do believe this is testing us, whether it's Navy, the Russian warships coming into sight of Miami. We see these new steps with Vladimir Putin in China, in North Korea. They are testing our resolve and, really more importantly, Joe Biden's resolve right now.
Well, that's exactly right. He's the commander in chief. Men and women in uniform take orders. And as long as he's willing to do nothing, there's nothing that those men and women who have pledged their lives to defend this country can do. They stand ready to act at Joe Biden, the commander in chief's behest. But if he's getting ice cream or, again, trying to make it up the stairs to Air Force One, he's not paying attention to the enemy, and everybody else is. But they can do nothing until he commands them to do so. And so, again, this weakness is provocative, and our enemies are taking advantage and taking steps they wouldn't normally take. And, of course, they're doing it in fear of an impending Donald Trump presidency. They're going to gain as much ground as they absolutely can while the getting's good.
Another one of our adversaries, one that was nearly bankrupt when Donald Trump was in office, is Iran. And now we have discovered that they are actually boosting their enrichment of nuclear materials at a key site. Again, 5 months out from an election. I mean, everywhere we look, our enemies see Joe Biden's weakness.
That's exactly that. You got it exactly right. And this is a continuation of Obama's presidency regarding Iran and all their proxies all around the globe, supporting terrorism and carrying out terrorism. And it's because Iran has the extra money. President Trump had them throttled, but President Biden has unleashed them. The barn door's wide open. And that's why you see what's happening in Israel occurring. That's what you see happening in Yemen. That's why you see that occurring where international shipping is under siege because of the Houthi, we call them the Houthi rebels, but let's face it, they're an armed force that is taking on the civilized world. And right now, there's really no response. America is silent and no one else is doing anything. It's because Iran is an increasing power because America is doing nothing.
Congressman, we had another period like this in our time when Jimmy Carter was in the White House, and his weakness brought us Ronald Reagan. So we can only hope what Joe Biden's weakness is going to bring us on the other side. Congressman Scott Perry, thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you. God bless you.